Harvard professor Dr. Robert Rosenthal once conducted what is now famously known as the Rosenthal experiment. In 1960, he went into a school in California, the Oak School, and he went into a classroom and he gave the children what was called a blooming intelligence test. After the tests were submitted, he scored them and notified the teachers which students showed the most potential in their IQ as having scored high on the blooming intelligence test. Then he came back at the end of the year and took an IQ test of all of the students and examined their test scores for the year. And he noticed that those students who had done well on the blooming intelligence test scored 9 points higher on their IQ test and got better marks on their test than the rest of their peers. The only thing is that this whole blooming intelligence test was a hoax. The scores were just randomly chosen, and the teachers were just randomly told which students had the most potential. And what the experiment proved was that those students who the teachers believed had a higher potential for blooming intelligence, those students excelled more than the other students. Not because they actually had higher potential in blooming intelligence, but because the teachers believed they had it. And therefore the teachers put more effort, more kindness into teaching these students. They interacted with them more positively. They gave them more positive feedback and encouragement and focused on them more than the other students. And that's what led to the success of those students. And the experiment proved that the potential of any human being is dependent on those who believe in that person, whether it's a teacher, a parent, or a leader. It's the leader's belief in the people that they're leading that brings out their fullest potential. In this week's Torah portion, we read about a remarkable turn of events. Esav is coming with 400 men to kill his brother Yaakov. But the story ends with Esav running towards his brother, hugging him and kissing him. How does hatred turn to love? And the answer perhaps could be found in the encounter. The night before Yaakov has to meet his brother, the guardian angel of Esav attacks Jacob and tries to kill him and harm him. And Yaakov prevails over this guardian angel of Esav. And then the angel says, "Release me, I need to go." And Yaakov says, "Not so fast. First you must give me your blessing." And forced to bless Yaakov, the guardian angel of Esav says to Jacob, "What is your name?" He says, "My name is Jacob." He says, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but your name should be Israel," because Yisroel in Hebrew means you wrestled with man and with God and you prevailed. And we carry until this day the name Yisroel. The name Yisroel reminds us that we have the potential to overcome all adversity and all challenges. And perhaps this is the secret to the encounter that ensued the very next day between Yaakov and Esav, where although Esav came with the intentions to kill Jacob, he hugs and kisses his brother. What Yaakov communicated to his brother is that we don't have to continue this hatred. You have the ability to be a source of blessing. And by forcing Esav's angel to bless him, he made Esav realize that rather than pursue a life of violence and hatred towards his brother, he could actually pursue a life of love and blessing towards his brother. He made him recognize his own potential for goodness. And that is the greatest gift you can give any person. When you could hold up a mirror to a person and show them their inner goodness and potential and draw it out, that is the gift of self-realization and helping a person recognize their potential. If you notice when you compliment someone, they always smile. Why does a compliment bring about a smile? Because a compliment is showing someone their inner goodness and potential, making them focus on their potential and their goodness. And that helps draw out further goodness. And that is the message to every parent, to every leader, to every teacher. The most important thing is to believe in your children and in your students. And if you show them you believe in them, you will raise them up to their fullest and greatest potential. I want to tell you a story. There's a man in Israel, his name is Yosef Willens. He runs an organization for terminally ill children. And he tells the story how it came to be that he founded this organization for terminally ill children. He said when he was 9 years old, he was diagnosed with cancer. And he laid in the hospital, and the doctor, whose name was Dr. Eli Frankel, came into the hospital to deliver the grim news of the findings to his parents and to Eli and to Yosef. And the doctor prescribed a course of treatment, of chemotherapy, of surgery that he would have to go through. And when he finished giving the prognosis to Yosef and his parents, as he was walking away, he turned to the nurse and he just said to the nurse, the doctor said to the nurse, Tiri, Eze Yeled im Koach. Look, what a child with such strength. And Yosef, laying in the hospital bed at 9 years old, overheard the doctor's words. And he said those 5 words changed his life. The simple 5 words, Tiri, look, Eze Yeled, what a child in Koach with such strength, that the doctor said to the nurse, but he just overheard, gave him the strength and the belief in himself that he could fight this illness and overcome it. And indeed, he fought hard, and ultimately he was cured from his illness. And he decided that he would dedicate his life to giving other children and their parents and their families who are struggling with a terminal illness the encouragement, the support, and the most importantly, the belief in themselves that they could succeed just like he did. Give the gift of confidence to another person and help them become everything they're capable of being. Have a wonderful day.